1984 by George Orwell. This is the part 3 that we are discussing or analyzing this novel. And so far we have discussed some of the basic aspects, the principle, how the government or how this super state is being run by the authority or by the main head, that is the Big Brother. And now about the language we discuss, because language has so much to do with the people, their communication. So the main language of this superstate is the newspeak. And what is significant about this language, that there are double think terms. So one term is frequently used throughout this novel, that is called as the double think. So I'll tell you that what is double think. Double think means to accept the contrary ideas. To accept the contrary ideas. One common example that comes in this, that is about black white. Black white. So can you say that what is this color? Black white. Black white. Just to try to think more about this. Is it a color black or white? This is something like controversial or contrary in opinion. Black is looking as white or white is looking as black. So they are accepting that black is as it is white or white is as it is black. You might have seen a short little movie on YouTube where a teacher is telling the student to write 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, and when that one student protest, and he writes 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and as a result the teacher kills that student. So the same idea, I do not say whether that movie has taken this idea from this novel, because it was written way back in 1949. And here comes one example where it is written that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. One has to accept this. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, that is also right, and 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. One has to accept this as well. If the government is or the state is saying 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, one cannot give any argument against it. It is not simply submitting your views, but it is also submitting your whole lot of brain that you have. You are simply submitting your your sense of reasoning. This is like there are more examples that we face about double think throughout this novel. So the two I have simply told you. Then the main idea behind this newspeak language is that to reduce the words. Every year the words are being reduced, the vocabulary is removed. They don't want any word like bad. For example, the state doesn't want that there should be any word like bad. Though they are doing the bad things to the people, but they say that what is the use of the word bad? There should be a word like good, that's okay, but bad word should not be there, because we are living in a good world according to the state. So they say that simply remove this word from the dictionary. There shouldn't be any word like this. Okay, then they go with some more words, like there should be like a word good, then better and best. These words shouldn't be there. Okay, these are their terminologies. They simply argue that there should be word like good plus good, good double plus good, something like, means from there should be words, and more words should be created from the root word, and the vast range of words shouldn't be there. Limited words has to be there. Why they are following this principle to reduce the vocabulary? Their main purpose is to remove the emotional feelings, or they want that people should think limitedly. Just imagine that we have our mother tongue like Hindi, Punjabi. We can express so many things with great detail and impressively. in these languages. But the foreign language like English or other we have, where we have very limited sort of vocabulary, we cannot express properly. The same sort of thing they want, that people shouldn't be able to express themselves. They shouldn't be able to communicate with each other properly. So that is why they are willing to, or they are forcing the authority to reduce the vocabulary. They simply want that there should be very few words. Very few words. We fail to communicate with the animals. Why? Because there is no vocabulary between these animals and us. Okay, with the emotions we can understand only a few of the things, but not as we do with the humans. So same idea they are having, that they want that vocabulary has to be reduced. Very limited vocabulary has to be there. Okay, one more, like for the duck, for the sound or voice of the duck, they are saying that there should be one word like duck speak. Otherwise we have a word in English like a quack for a duck, how the duck is producing its voice. For the voice of the duck we have quack, but they say that there should be one word like duck speak. So these sort of you can say whether it is good or bad, we have to analyze, but prima facie it seems like it is not good at all if you are reducing or you are just limitizing the vocabulary. Then we have some ideas promoted by this state. These are non-scientific ideas, though they are entirely relying on science. They are using telescreens, but they are saying that one common universal truth that we face, like the earth is a sphere and it moves around the, or revolves around the sun. But the party says that earth is flat. It is the center of the universe, and every like a sun, moon, these, or you can say these figures, these planets or stars, they are moving around the earth. So earth is flat and it is not moving. So these sort of views are given by the party, and they want that people should accept these views. Like they are saying that ice is heavier than water. So simply they want to kill the ability of reasoning among the people. Okay, one person may accept these things forcefully, but the upcoming generations, when they do not have that much vocabulary, they will be fed with these ideas from their birth. How can they be able to produce arguments or reasoning? They won't be able to think rationally. So these sort of things are desired by the state. They work with this principle that there are three stages of learning or of accepting these ideas. They say that one should learn, for example, 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 according to the party. Now 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. So what the party wants, that first you should learn that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then understand that how it is now. If the party is saying, you have to understand that how it is. And the third one is that you have to accept it wholeheartedly. It is not that someone is pointing a gun on your head and you are saying that okay, 2 plus 2 is 5. No, you have to say, you have to promote this idea among the people that yes, if the party is saying 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, then it is 2 plus 2 equal to 5. Okay, at the same time they are also saying that if the party says it is 2 plus 2 is equal to 3 or 2 plus 2 is equal to any figure, one has to go by the party. So it is not a constant result. It depends on the party, what the party is promoting. So if you are not accepting these ideas given by the party, then you are doing a crime. So for every crime there is a severe punishment. We'll discuss about the crimes now. So if you are not following the terms given by the party, you are doing a crime. So we have a different range of crimes. So one simple or one very common example I tell you, that face crime. There is one crime that is called as face crime. What is that? Imagine Big Brother is on the telescreen, and on the telescreen he is giving a speech, like, or he is cherishing, or he is addressing the people about the victory against the enemies. And you are watching him on the screen, and you are not giving proper expressions on his speech. If the Big Brother is saying something and you are giving expression that you do not believe his words, then you are doing a face crime. So face crime means when you are not wearing proper gestures as demanded by the party, you are doing a face crime. So for face crime, there is a punishment. For every crime where you are looking incredulous, or you are not expressing faith in the party, you think that party is not having virtue, then you are doing a crime. So these sort of crimes are punished. Thought crime, I have already told you that if you are thinking about anything doing against the state, that is called as thought crime. So there is not much distinction between thoughts and deeds. If you are planning to murder and you have murdered, both are equally punishable. The example of the Parson, Mr. Parson, he was blubbering in the sleep that down with the Big Brother. So this is about thought crime. He was in the dreams, because dreams are the result of our thinking. What we think during the daytimes, these sort of things reflect in during our sleep. So these are the thought crimes. So everything is punished whichever way you go, if you are going against the state. There is no own life. If you are looking to spare time for your own activity, you want to do something for your own enjoyment, there is a punishment. It is dangerous. The party says that it is dangerous giving time to himself, going for a stroll, going for a walk, or thinking for some personal interest, or any sort of a love affair, or with having a relationship with anyone, with friends or anyone, or any sort of chatting. These sort of things are absolutely punishable. And further, the party says that there is no God. There is only one supreme power, that is Big Brother. There is no God. Okay, with God, there is one more example, that there is a one poet in this work. In this novel, we have one character. He is a poet, or not a poet actually. He is a translator, or he's working in the records department with Winston Smith. His name is Ampleforth. Ampleforth. He was given a duty to modify a poem, and in the poem there comes a word God, written by Kipling. I think this poem was written by Kipling, and in that poem there comes a word God, because that poem had a rhyme and every line was ending with the word like God, rod. So there was a word God in the end, and that poet did not change this word, because the poet did not find any other word to match the rhyme. So he simply left the word God as it is. And then when the authority found that in that you can say modification the word God is there, the party captured Ampleforth and punished him and sent him to the room 101. Remember, room 101 is a place. Okay, we'll discuss about this, where the criminals or the people who are caught by the authority, they are punished. And now we discuss about the mutability of the past, how the past is changed. This is very significant point of this novel, how the authority or the state use the tactics to change the past. So first there is a term that is called as memory hole. Memory hole. So if there is any document that the state want to destroy, they simply tear that document and put that into the memory hole, and that hole will take that document into the fire and that document is destroyed. The term memory hole is very important in this work. Now the people, if some people or any person is existing in the past, and that person, if he is doing anything against the state, what the state does, the state simply vaporized him. The term is used, vaporized. If someone is there in the past and the state wants to remove him, the state, okay, murders him, no problem. The state murders him, but the term is used as vaporized, that every trace of him, every record of him was removed from the the documents. So that person, if someone in the history will check, that person no longer exists. So there are some persons like Withers, the name is Withers, Mr. Withers or Mr. Syme, they are vaporized. The term vaporized means every record of that person is removed from the documents or from the record list. So one cannot say that whether there was a person in the history that was existing or not. Where was that person? So the authority says that there was no such person in the record like Syme or like Withers who were vaporized. Vaporized means murdering or removing the person, not just the person, in fact every trace of him, every record of him will be removed. So this is the way they just modify the history. One more example, they even create like there was no person in the history, that comrade, the name is Ogilvy, comrade Ogilvy, there was no person, but the party required that there should be one person to motivate the people, so they brought one person, comrade Ogilvy, in the documents. So every document related to him was created, about his worth, about his schooling, about his childhood events, everything was created. Okay, Winston created this, and also the same thing, the same event is done by this, every activity of him was written in the record by Winston Smith, and these documents and then are carried in the record department, and the character of Ogilvy is promoted as a hero for this state or for this country. So whenever the party requires to remove any person, they remove every record of him. In the future, if someone try to trace anything about that person, he will not be able to find anything, any clue whatsoever. And as per a party's requirement, they can create any person, any imaginary person. So such imaginary person we have like comrade Ogilvy is created in this work. One more example we can take, that like Big Brother has made any announcement that by this year there will be the production of wheat, for example, the production of wheat will be 6,000 million tons or so, but by the end of that year it comes only as the 2,000. Then what the record department will do, that that department will modify the speech in the records, that now the news comes that Big Brother predicted that the production will be 2,000 millions, and the same has been done by the you can say the party or by the country, that the same 2,000 million is the production. So whatever Big Brother has said, the same has been falsified or same has been created as a truth by the authority. So this is the way they modify the facts and records. Whatever Big Brother or the party is saying, the same will be carried as a truth. For this, whatever they want, if they want to falsify it, to create false records or to modify anything, they simply do, because everything, whether it is print, because there is no news agency, there is no media, everything is under the control of the Ministry of Truth. Every record, every printed material is under the authority of a Ministry of Truth. So they are simply controlling it, and whenever, wherever necessary, they are modifying. Like one simple question the author raise. Okay, it is getting 19 minutes. Okay, we'll try to sum up this one pretty soon. The question is raised by the author that where does the history exist? Do we have any answer to this question? Where is the history? History exists, the past exists only in minds, human minds, and in the records. Records can be documents, it can be any trace, maybe in the form of any matter that is found, any, you can say, the belongings that person has. Suppose the state want to remove a person, every document related to that person will be removed, and also any person who is related to that person, and also any belongings, his, you can say, his house or his any material used by him, everything will be removed. So these sort of things they are saying that if there is any history that is existing either in the records or in the minds, and the party is well capable of modifying or altering these, not just the records but also the minds of the people. Because if something is not existing in the records, people may try to reason or may try to argue for a few days, months, but by the force or by the brutality of this authority, this state, everything will be removed from their brains as well. So this is the power of this state or this government. One nice little quote we have that history has stopped about this novel, and there comes, history has stopped, nothing exists except endless present. Endless present where party is always right. So only the present is going on. So wherever the party is right, these things are carried. Otherwise, wherever the facts are not meeting according to the party's statement or wishes, these facts are either removed or falsified or whatever is done to them, only to meet whatever the party is saying right. This is to be established as a truth. So the mutability of the past, we can say the mutability of the past is the essence of their rule. So they simply changing the past. So that's it about the changing the history or the past. So we have to just simply understand that they are just modifying the records, whether it is related to any person, any event. Okay, one event I tell you that in the beginning, when I was reading, in the beginning it is told that Oceania was at war with Eurasia, remember? But as I reached to the end, that time the party was claiming that Oceania was always with war with East Asia, and the party or the Oceania was in alliance with Eurasia. So Oceania was never with war, Oceania was never in war with Eurasia. So these sort of things means earlier they were saying that this is our enemy and this is our friend, and later they changed their statement, and in every record, every statement is changed that now the party is against this superstate, and this superstate is their friend. So these sort of a false records or modification is being done in this work. So this is their essence of rule. That is how they are changing the past. So that's it for this part, because it is now already 20 minutes plus. So in the next part we shall be discussing a few of the more aspects of this novel. So stay tuned. Thanks a lot for watching.